Hey you guys, so sorry that it's dark. I literally just pulled up in my garage, but I wanted to talk to you guys about something real quick because it literally just popped on me. Um, you're the reason why you can't get to where you want to go. Like, I was trying to figure out a nice way to say it, but there is no nice way to say it. You're the reason why you can't get to where you want to go. It's not your boyfriend, it's not your husband, it's not your girlfriend, it's not your kids, it's not your neighbor, it's not your job, it's you. It is you. It is you versus you every single day. It's the choices and the decisions that you make every single day that determine where you're going to be at next week, next month, next year, next 5 years. Okay. And that is a tough pill to swallow. And a lot of people don't swallow that pill. A lot of people play the blame game because it's easier to point the finger at you than it is to point the finger back at yourself, right? And I used to play the blame game as well. I used to always come up with 1,000,010 reasons as to why I couldn't get to where I wanted to go. I couldn't get to where I wanted to go because I had to work this job that I hated. I couldn't get to where I wanted to go because I didn't have enough money. I couldn't get to where I wanted to go because I wasn't feeling good this day. I couldn't get to where I wanted to go. The list just went on and on and on, you guys. I had a list for days, for years, of why I couldn't do the things that I truly wanted to do. But once I decided to pick up my own cross and walk the path with God and face the demons that I had, you guys, I was abusing alcohol. I was a heavy weed smoker. I was 100 plus pounds overweight. I had a lot of vices. I had a lot of vices and things that I used to cope with how bad I felt about myself on the inside. But when I finally decided to stop putting the blame on everything and everyone else and look myself in the mirror and realize that the reason I'm not where I want to be in life is because of me, is when my life started to change. That's when it started to change. I started to get my mental health in order. I started to lock in and I started to focus. It's funny because people will ask me, like, what do I do or what am I doing today? And, for a while I was embarrassed with the response because I didn't feel like it sounded exciting. I've talked to y'all about this before, how I I didn't want to tell people I didn't have any friends. I was embarrassed about that. When people ask me, what am I doing today? Now I'm comfortable with saying the same thing that I did yesterday because that's literally what I do. I talk to my mom every morning, and still to this day, she'll be like, so what do you have planned for today? The same thing that I did yesterday, because that is literally what I'm doing again today and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. Another person that'll ask that is my personal trainer. He'll be like, do you have any fun weekend plans? Sure. The same weekend plans I had last weekend, and the weekend before that, and the weekend before that, and the weekend before that. Because I really want to be successful on YouTube. I really want to be a successful content creator, and I am 1000% locked in every single day. And I used to not want to answer the question like that when people would ask because I thought that it sounded boring, right? And I didn't want to come off as boring or lame or didn't have a life, or just the things that I was making up in my head. Just me not being comfortable in my own skin, basically being insecure. But I realized, well, I don't find what I do boring, right? And if other people think that's boring, it's okay. My life is not for them, just like their life is not for me. But I am locked in. I am highly focused. I am highly disciplined. And I truly pride myself in sticking to my schedule. Now, yes, I have days, and I have been open about those days where shit don't go the way I want it to go, right? I might have overslept. I might have felt not as motivated. I've been open about those things. I'm not perfect, and nor will I ever be, right? But I have come such a long way by realizing that it's me versus me. How many times can I keep myself focused versus being distracted, right? There will be times where I'm waiting for a video to upload, maybe on Instagram, because you can't close the app. And so I'll allow myself that time while the video is uploading, the reel, whatever, to scroll, That's the time I allow myself to scroll. But I have to be locked in that once my reel is done loading, we're off the app. There's no more mindlessly scrolling, right? I have to be the one to focus and tell myself, even though I don't feel like working out today, I'm working out today. In case you guys didn't know, I have a weight loss and fitness channel where I vlog my workouts. So if I don't work out, not only am I cutting myself short on my own personal journey, right? But I'm also not going to be able to have content to film to post, right? So I have to stay locked in because I don't want another year to go by where I'm sitting here talking about New Year's resolutions and things that were from last year that I still haven't even started, right? And I used to be like that. I'm sure there are things that you have wanted to do for New Year's resolutions that you didn't do because you couldn't stay focused. You kept getting distracted. When you don't see the results that you want, you stop, you give up, right? I've talked to you guys about my other channel a couple of times about how it's not performing in the way that I feel entitled for it to perform. I'm quick to let you guys know, I'm in my ego. I feel like I should have this many views for this amount of subscribers. That's me being entitled. I recognize that. But I'm not giving up on it. I'm not throwing in the towel and being like, you know what? This channel just isn't it. Because it is getting views, right? It's just not getting the views that I feel entitled to, right? So instead of me giving up on it, I'm locking in and trying to figure out what's working, what's not working. Why did this video perform well? Why did that video not perform well? It's a learning game, right? But you're never going to learn if you're always giving up. If you don't get the views that you wanted on your reel, you're ready to throw in the towel. You're ready to give up on content creation. But last week you said you wanted to do it. Oh, but because this week your reel got 50 views or 10 views, you don't want to do it no more. Half of these content creators that you guys are watching have been doing it for 5+, 10+ years. So how dare you even try to compare your 1 month or your 1 year or your 2 years of creating content to somebody who's been doing it for 10 years? Do you know how silly you sound? Do you know how ridiculous you sound? I'm here to tell you, you sound ridiculous as hell. I have no problem telling myself when I sound ridiculous. I just sat here and said that's me being in my ego and feeling entitled to views. And I have to bring it back and remind myself it takes time, right? So stop being distracted. A lot of you guys are also distracted by the views. You're worried about how many people are watching and commenting. Don't worry about that. Just post the content. Just do what it is that you want to do. Stop focusing on the things that don't even matter. Learn how to be okay with saying no to your friends. You can't go do this, you can't go do that because you're focused on this. You don't have to be at every event. You don't have to be at every party. You don't have to be at every gathering. Success is a straight and narrow path. The same thing every single day. There is no deviation from that unless you're going to the doctor or family emergency or you're just really sick. What are you deviating for? You haven't made it nowhere. Stay focused. From the time I get up to the time I go to bed, I am locked in. And I am proud of the progress that I have made since I've been living like this. Yeah, there are days where it's boring. Yeah, there are days where I don't feel like doing it. But it doesn't matter. It still has to get done. I still have to get it done. My feelings don't matter, right? Sure, you may have to reset, refocus, rest. But the next day or the day after that, you got to get right back on track. There is no excuse. There's no excuse. Stop being distracted. It is literally you versus you every single day. And you are the reason why you are not where you want to be. So stop making excuses and lock in.